Right, welcome to another lesson in high school ICT. In this lesson I want to show you how we adjust the brightness of an image, and we're also going to look at how we change the contrast, and then I want to show you some editing that you need to do for your ICT exam, for your Cambridge exam, where they'll ask you to use a paint editor to remove certain things in the picture, and I will choose a different picture for that. Right, so let's get started. Once again, we know that when we click on our picture it brings up picture format. I did mention again that you can change the picture style, that's in your style grouping, the border, the effects, the layout, etc. You can also choose your artistic effects. Your artistic effects over there, we're going to look at that. You can choose transparency, choose your color that you want. Okay, and that's in our adjust grouping. If we click on corrections, it brings up brightness, the contrast, etc. If we click on picture corrections options, it brings up the picture format picture pop up on the side. If I right click on my picture, I have it at the bottom of my pop-up box, and I have shadow, reflection, etc. and there's a whole lot of different things that I can look at. As I said before, it's a nice thing about Word is where they have 3 or 4 of the same options in different places. Okay, so we can choose whether we want to sharpen or soften our image. We can choose the brightness, the contrast. If I right click on here, picture format, I can do the same by clicking on the different options that I have over here as well. Okay, so I can choose the over here. You can see how sharp the image looks. Okay, it looks a lot sharper. I can change the brightness with this my spin button. Can move the contrast. There's lots of things that you can go play around with. You can choose the saturation. Okay, etc. So you can go play around. You can change the transparency, the color, and then the picture corrections, the sharpness, the brightness, etc. So those are some of the things that you can do. The picture effects as well, you can change the edges to bevel, 3D rotation, picture layout, picture effects, okay, picture border. So you can go play around with all these options. You can compress the picture, you can reset, you can change the picture. As I mentioned, there's transparency. Alright, I now want to show you some of the things that are also asked in your ICT exam, where you need to go and take certain objects out. We've spoken about how you crop an image, so let's have a look at that. Right, I've chosen a new picture, and you would be asked in the exam to open the picture, so you would right click on the picture and then choose to open it with paint, and then there are a whole lot of options that we can do. So usually what you're asked is to remove an image, and you are also asked to color in an image, or to color in to make it blend in with the background. You might even be asked to enlarge the image. So I'm going to remove the satellite dish over here, and I'm going to enlarge this little piece, and then I'm also going to move an object. So let's say we're going to move our chimney slightly down. So let's see how that goes. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is click select, and you've got free form, so you could go and choose to follow the outline. We can do a rectangular, so I'm going to choose that, and then I'm going to say cut. It's going to remove. Now I need to fill this in, so I'm going to put my cursor quite close to that color, and then in my tools grouping I've got color picker. I'm going to choose that, and I could choose from my brushes to go and paint. You've got an oil brush, watercolor, etc., but I'm going to choose the fill. I click on there and you can see it's pretty much blended that in, and I'm going to select again, and I'm going to choose all of this, and you can see I can actually pop that up there. And once again I could choose my color picker, and I want to use that, and there we go. And I want to use my color picker again, and before I do that I'm going to select my area. Okay, and I'm going to choose my color picker. Let me choose that color. Okay, so the various things that you can do. I'm going to move my chimney, so I'm going to select all of this. I can decide that I want to put the chimney on this side, and again, and I might want to use a brush now to color in certain parts. Okay, and I might just want to make it blend in. I'm not very good at this. I might choose maybe an oil brush. Let's see if that, okay, and I might, so these are some of the things that, whoopsie daisy, that, so you get the idea is that you can go and move things around, edit an image, and I'm sure that there's probably much better software out there, but what you need to know is that in the exam they'll ask you to choose an object, say this object over here, they'll ask you to make it bigger, they'll ask you maybe to choose an object to move it, and then also to color the object in. Alright, so go and play around, choose all the different objects, choose a picture that has various things that you can cut, that you can move, that you can take away, and that you can change the color. So those are the things that they like to ask in your ICT exam.